Yo, it's your boy Young Rails coming back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, episode 3 and 4. Man, let's get into it, man. Alright guys, I got a lot to talk about on these episodes. There's 2 of them, so I'm going to try to keep this video as brief as possible. And I got a lot to say, man. To be honest with you, it's more like, I guess, issues that I had with the episode. I could have written so much more, but I kept it brief. And I feel like, maybe you guys might agree with me with some of these issues. So let's get into it. Number one issue I guess I got going on with this show, man. Why is Galadriel why is she such a pain in everybody's cheeks, man? And like, this girl is not someone we can go ahead and relate to. Nobody relates to this girl. Nobody relates to her. They're making the movie character look like a child, like a kid. Like, she's just tantruming all over the place, and she thinks she can just break any rules and laws. I don't know, I guess because she's an elf. Nah, that doesn't work out. So, it's just like, whatever. And the episode does go ahead and start off, nice and all that good stuff. And the visuals are always good. But what is going on with Arondir's face, bro? Like, why does this man not have any other expressions? Yes, I get it, you're an elf, bro, and you're living in a hard time tonight, but bro, you look like Don Lemon, for real. He looks like Don Lemon, and it's like ridiculous, the resemblance. But he needs to change his face. It's getting on my nerves seeing that same face every scene. It's getting annoying. Alright, man, another thing is it me or are these boats like super polished? I mean, they look brand spanking new. It looked like they just came out the factory, never touched the waters. Like, I've never seen wood look so shiny on anything. And these things are boats? Alright, somebody's got to tell me what's going on here. Alright, I didn't want to do this, man, but I can't help it because, I know the lore of the storyline in the beginning towards the end. So it's just like, for me to just, understand this part of the story, they need to tell me more. What is Ezekiel doing in the second age? And he's already, borderline a teenager / half-grown man. I need to know what's going on. Because, Ezekiel did not come into the third age, and I just don't understand. Are they trying to say that the Númenóreans live that long? They need to go ahead and explain. That's another thing that's really bad with the show. They don't do any explaining, and they really don't help you understand what's going on. And I'm definitely going to go ahead and touch up on that a little bit more later, because obviously I'm trying to get a good timeline between Ezekiel, Gondor being created, and the third age. I'm just trying to make sense of it. All right, one of the most important things that I really could not wrap my head around was, how in the world does it take Galadriel coming, which we know there's a prophecy, and the queen knows all of this stuff. She knows the prophecy. She knows that an elf will destroy Númenor and all that good stuff. She knows this. The minute an elf comes, you act like you don't know anything. You don't know what's going on. Like, how can you pretend and yet pretend not to want to help, but you're helping? It's really stupid, I think. And, they're doing all this back and forth between the queen and Galadriel when it's pointless. It's stupid. She knows the prophecy, and you're acting like you don't know the prophecy, so you don't want to help her. Just do what you're supposed to do and try to figure it out. Nope. Let me not help Galadriel, even though I know that she's the prophecy bringer that's going to destroy Númenor. Somebody please explain to me why the queen is reluctant to help but wants to help, and helps out but is reluctant to help. So with that being said, she rides off with this guy, brings her to a place where the elves on Númenor kept all the books and tablets and knowledge, and only when Galadriel gets there do they find out the black page is a map in Middle Earth. And it's like, now you guys figured that out? You guys just figured that out? All these ancient people in here, y'all just figured it out? It's just bad writing. They really need to figure out more, man. It's just too much going on. They need to do more with the writing, and it's not. And the worst part of it is they expect you to know the lore like you know the whole story, but they're not explaining to you in the storyline or in the series at all what's going on. They're saying all these names, but you have no idea what they are. Hell, if you didn't know anything about freaking Lord of the Rings, you wouldn't even know who Sauron is, who they're talking about. Just to go ahead and wrap things up about the third episode, I really just didn't like it. The horse ride with Galadriel was over the top. They just had a lot of things that they don't explain. The sister of Ezekiel, like how old will he be when he becomes the king of Gondor? It's just like there's so much to explain. And I know they're not using the storyline from J.R.R. Tolkien, but they are still using the storyline. So they just need to find a balance. And yeah, man, I think there's a lot to be done about these episodes. All right, let's get to episode 4. What can I say? Not much more better. Actually, I think episode 4 was probably worse than episode 3. Honestly, it's just so much going on in this show that they expect you to know already. And that's mainly the problem. Like, Adar, obviously, he's not even in the books, but he's a new character in the storyline. And after all that stuff you've seen in episode 4, this man actually lets Arondir go. Like, I could not even fathom what bad guy would just let a person go like that. He killed, I don't know, 3 orcs. I don't know, man. And you're just going to let him go. Why? So he can tell everybody where you're at? Is that the grand plan? Is that the grand scheme? Is that how it's supposed to go? All right, man. That's cool. Honestly, I think if they would have told the story of Iluvatar and kind of went from the beginning, I don't know. Maybe they don't do it because they didn't own the rights. But if they would have started with that, this Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power would have probably made a lot more sense. All right, so let's get to the real facts, man. What's the real main problem of the show? Honestly, the actors. They suck. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's not that you know they're acting and it's bad. It's just that there's some scenes where you just don't feel it. And I'm just like, bro, this is not real. This can't be real. No one can get away with talking like this. No one can get away with doing some of these things in these scenes. And I just don't agree with the way the acting is. And I can't believe like they let some of those scenes pass and make it into the final cut. There's several characters in the show that they want you to like, and it's kind of hard to like them because they don't portray the characters very well in the show. Like Celebrimbor. Like, how are you supposed to like him? He sounds like he's a know-it-all. I mean, there's no he's not humble at all. It's just like the Hardfoots, the little hobbits. I mean, they want you to like those guys, and they keep talking about how people aren't left behind. But the minute something happens and, I guess the town is threatened, they're ready to leave these people behind, the main characters behind. And it's just like, that's such a contradiction. It makes absolutely no sense. So, yeah, man, like I said, man, this show, I think the script writers, if they want to make it to season 2 and 3, are going to have to do a lot better than this. But yeah, man, that's my take on episode 3 and 4 of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. I didn't want to bash it too much because there was way more I could have just continued on. And this video would have been like 30 minutes long if I would have went on like that. But I had to take it easy. And I hope you guys can start to see what I mean when I say like this. It's the acting. It's the bad storytelling. It's them saying that they're not using the lore, but they want you to know the lore. The show looks amazing, man. I love the way Numenor looked, but that doesn't do anything if the acting is bad. So, with that being said, that was my thoughts on the show, man. I thank you guys for coming to watch this episode. If you guys want more, just hit that like, subscribe button, hit that notification button. I will be back with more episodes with Lord of the Rings, though. I'm not going to give up on the show. I'm going to continue viewing it. And also, I got House of Dragons, too, man. Check it out right here as well. All right. Thank you guys for coming. Peace.